Can you guys hear me now? It seems like I've just been talking to myself for the last 5 minutes. Let's see. All right. I think that my microphone is now on. I've just been talking to myself for the last 5 minutes. Are all these yeses that you can hear me? I'm on my laptop and cannot hear anything. I can hear you. Oh, wow. Great, guys. I was making all these amazing jokes. Brittany, good luck on your test. And welcome everyone from all over the country. I was just talking and my microphone wasn't on. So thank you for letting me know. This is live. I can read all of your comments. Thank you so much for the engagement. And if you have any questions throughout this, please let me know in the chat. Because like I said, I'm talking to you all right now live to answer all of your questions about email marketing. So yeah, we can jump in. I had a couple intro questions, but you guys couldn't hear me, so that's fine. That's for me and myself. I hope y'all had a great weekend. I'm in Texas right now, so if you hear me say y'all, that's, yeah, it's because I live in Texas. A lot of you are introducing yourself and telling me where you are from. If you want to now, I know we have more people, and now finally you can hear me. So let me know where you are. And let me know if you have any specific questions about email marketing. I'm going to go over all of the basics. So you're going to learn a lot, and I'm super excited. If you want to grab a paper and pen or, open a Google Doc or a sticky note or something. Kristen, I'm in Austin, Texas. So if you want to take notes, that's great. Personally, that's how I learn best. I like to, write it down because it helps me remember it. But this will also be on the YouTube channel if you want to revert back to it whenever you want. So don't feel like you have to cram all of it. So let's dive in. The difference between email and email marketing is very simple, but it's very important. So email is if you're talking to, it can be a friend, a family member, or a client, and you're saying, it's something that it's live, you're doing it that day, and it's specific to just one person. So if you're saying, hey, Bob, yeah, I'd be happy to show you 123 Main Street. How about Saturday afternoon? That is specific to Bob. You are in a conversation with Bob, and it's just one email. Email marketing is when you send out an email to many people at once, and usually it's scheduled ahead of time, but it makes them feel like it's a personalized email just for them, and it's used as a way to grow your business, to get more real estate clients, etc. So this would be like, hey, Bob, I know you're not quite yet ready to sell, so here are a few tips to prepare your house. So there are many, many benefits of email marketing. Just a little bit of background on myself. Before I got my real estate license, I actually ran my own email marketing agency. I worked with a lot of e-commerce brands, so people that were selling physical products on the internet. But a lot of the email marketing strategies that I used with my clients then, I use today with my real estate clients, and it has helped me grow my real estate business, and I hope it will help you grow your real estate business. So the main 3 benefits are to stay top of mind. This is for referrals and for direct business. You just, I know that you are thinking all the time about your real estate business, but the truth is most people aren't thinking about your real estate business all the time. But if they're getting an email from you once a month or once a week or, once every couple months, they're like, oh yeah, Douglas, Jasmine, they're that real estate agent. And then if their neighbor or friend or family member or they themselves are looking for a real estate agent, it's easier for them to remember you. So staying top of mind. The second reason is to establish yourself as an expert. We all know that real estate is hard. A lot of you are studying right now or already passed your exams. There was a lot that we needed to learn. And I know that you guys are all experts as real estate agents, but your potential clients don't know that yet. They don't know all of the hours that you were studying. They don't know all the flashcards that you made, all the prep agent videos that you binged maybe. They don't know that. So you can tell them all that you've learned, and basically what you want to do with that is it earns you credibility because, think about it. Which doctor would you rather go to? One that you've been maybe watching their YouTube videos for a long time and you know exactly what you're going to get from them, or someone who you don't know anything about them, so maybe they've been a doctor for 20 years, but you don't even know that. So, hey, Geraldine, congrats on passing. Super, super exciting. So yeah, you want to establish yourself as an expert. It earns you credibility and it makes you the authority. So, people will feel more comfortable. Buying or selling a house is a big deal. It's a big life event. It's a big financial decision, and they want to feel taken care of. So if you can show them that you really know what you're talking about, they'll feel way more comfortable choosing you as their real estate agent. And the third thing that it does is that it builds a relationship. This is a relationship business, as it is a personal business. So if they like you and trust you and feel like they know you and have a relationship with you, they will be more likely to work with you. Is this all making sense so far? If you understand, say, got it. Because as you guys know, I was talking to myself at the beginning with no volume on the microphone. So, I want to make sure that you know what I'm talking about. Does text coincide with email marketing? Yeah, you can. So great question, Richard. My CRM that I use, the software that I use for my email marketing to make it all automatic, also has text marketing. So, that's just basically the same idea. It's the same exact thing. You're trying to stay top of mind, establish yourself as the expert, maybe not as much in text marketing, but basically just keep that relationship going. It's the same thing how it's just two avenues for building that relationship. One is email and one is texting. Which CRM? I use KV Core. I love it. It's included with my brokerage. So I just pay, $85 a month to hang my license with my brokerage, and I get KV Core for free, and I love it. So that one you can do text messages and email marketing, which is amazing. So this one is about email marketing, so we're going to keep going with that. Just to go over some keywords so we all know the same thing that we're talking about. Subscribers, I'm sure you've heard these words before, but now you'll know the real definitions. Subscribers are people that have chosen to receive emails from you. So they have subscribed to your email list. Many of you have subscribed to this Agent School channel, and if you haven't so far, you should do that right now while you're watching, because we give you all of the lessons that you need about marketing and client acquisition and taking care of your clients after you've passed. So if you know how to subscribe to a YouTube channel, it's very similar subscribing to an email list. It means that you're basically saying every time a new email comes out, I want it. And the list is what describes the list of all of those subscribers. So common, phrases, it's like, oh, I have a list of 200 people. My list is 200. Or you could also say, I have 200 subscribers on my email list. And then it's a way to know how many people basically are in your address book. Yes, it's KV Core, Kristen. Thank you for that. V as in Virginia. Some more keywords. We've got a subject line. That's the part of the email that you read before opening the full email. I'm sure you've all seen it. It's bolded usually in your inbox. And the subject line is very, very important. We're going to talk about that later. But basically, you can picture it. So email is basically the digital version of mail, and if you got a letter in the mail, the subject line is basically if you wrote on the outside of the letter. So it's something that the person sees before they open the email, and then the actual content of the email would be like the letter inside of the envelope. So the subject line is really important because, if it's not enticing enough to open the email or open the envelope, if you're talking about real mail, then you never see what's inside. So it doesn't even matter. So the subject lines are super, super important. The pre-header or the preview text comes after the subject line, and it's usually a preview. It's what it's what it's called. It's the few lines after the subject line that you can read before opening. And both of these work together because you want to convince the person who gets your email to open it. So it's kind of like gates, and I'll talk about that again later. But if you think about the first gate is first they need to open the email. So you need a good subject line and a good preview text. You all with me so far? Say, got it. I can talk about email marketing for like 10 hours because I love it so much and because I've been doing it for so long. I want to make sure that you guys are getting value from this and that you're learning before I move on to the next thing. because I know I got it. Awesome. Looks good. So the next thing is the open rate, and that is the percentage of the people who open your email. This is really important because the goal of email marketing is to obviously get people to open your email and then, talk to them about why you're the best real estate agent in your city. So open rate is a good metric that you can look at later, and these metrics are important because you can use them to tweak different things about the emails that you're sending to make sure that you're getting the most out of it. I don't want you guys to spend 5 hours a week writing amazing emails to your list, and then if the open rate is 0, it's a waste of your time. So it's really important to know what your open rate is, and most softwares that do email marketing will tell you, which is awesome. It's a really nice data point for you to know, because like I said, then you can make the changes that you need to get more people to actually open your emails. So the open rate is the percentage of people who open it, and the click-through rate is, if you could guess, how many people click through, which means how many of them clicked the specific link in your email. So let's say you really like YouTube and you're using an email and you say, hey, watch this YouTube video, and then you link it in that email. The click-through rate, so let's say the email goes out to 100 people. That would be your list. Your list of subscribers is 100 people. The open rate, let's say 25 people open it. That means the open rate is 25%. And then let's say of those 25 people who opened it, 5 people clicked on that YouTube link. Your click-through rate would be 5%. Richard asked, can you start with something like MailChimp? Yes, MailChimp and Constant Contact are great to begin with. I would recommend them. There are lots of different email marketing softwares out there, and they all have different benefits and, of course, different pricing and stuff. So make sure to just find the one that works best for you. So spam is where we don't want your emails to end up with. I'm sure you've all seen your email on your own emails that you have a spam folder. It's when your email provider thinks that it's not something that the person wants to read. So it will do them a favor and put it in the spam folder. But you don't want it to go into the spam folder because you want people reading your emails, so they can hire you as a real estate agent. So that relates to the bounce rate, which is then the percentage of the emails that never even made it to an inbox. Because for whatever reason, it just didn't make it. So we want high open rates and high click-through rates and very low bounce rates. All right, some more vocabulary words. A conversion rate. This is the percentage of people who followed a call to action in your email. Do you guys all know what a call to action is? Call to action, also sometimes called a CTA because it's a call to action, is basically direct instructions telling them what to do. So whether it's schedule a walkthrough or click this YouTube link, like the example I said, or come to the open house or respond to this email is a call to action. It's anything, it's a command, but you don't need to say it in a commanding way. It's just telling them instructions on what to do. So the conversion rate is the percentage of people who do that thing. Makes sense, right? Hi, Misty. Don't worry about being late. You can rewatch this video. It will be up for all of eternity. So an email campaign is a single email or a series of emails designed to achieve a certain goal, such as encouraging people to attend an open house or encouraging them to hire you. I mean, that's ultimately the goal of all of these. So you can have many email campaigns, and let me know in the chat, what are some of your goals? Like, I have email campaigns that I send out to prospective buyers. So the goal for that email campaign is to have them choose me as their real estate agent. So then, we can start shopping and helping them buy a house or getting them into a rental. Other goals, you can have that too for sellers. If they're not quite ready, the goal of that email campaign is to convert that person into a seller and ultimately have them work with you. Other goals, encouraging people to come to an open house or schedule a walkthrough. Or you can have a goal of an email campaign to tell their friends about your email list. So you can get them to help you get more subscribers onto your list and spread the word about how amazing you are as a real estate agent. There are many, many goals. A landing page is a single web page that a link in an email leads to, and it's usually designed to facilitate a purchase or a form fill. So if you have a landing page, like again with KV Core that I have my own landing page, and it's Melanie Ginsberg Real Estate, and they can look at different properties and stuff. So sometimes you can have a landing page that leads to your email campaign, and sometimes you can have your email campaign and the call to action is to go to that landing page. So they work as a team. So the first thing that is, required for good email marketing is to have a list. So this is how to build a list. There are a few ways. You can have open house sign-ins if you're doing open houses. Brittany asked, can you add incentives like coupons? Yeah, well, depending. You can't really have a coupon to buy a house, but you could have a coupon for something else if you wanted to offer that. You could partner with like a local business maybe, and that could work, and then you could be growing both of your businesses. So you'd have to be a little creative, but definitely. Like Brittany said, if you offer something in exchange, that's number 3. If you offer something in exchange for sign up, like a coupon or a free call with you to talk about real estate, or a free CMA of their house could be a good exchange for them signing up, something like that. Yeah, coupon to a local paint store, definitely, Richard, that could work too. A great way to build your list is open house sign-ins. Again, buy one house, get the second one free. Yeah, you can have people sign in when they're at an open house, or if you want, I've seen people, it's a great idea, have them fill out a little survey while they're in the open house, and if you just have them a place for them to put their email address, then you can enter that into your email marketing. You can have an opt-in on your website. Like I said, if you had a landing page, you can do an email opt-in there. And just share value. Like you can promote your email list on, let's say, your Facebook page or your business page or your real estate page, and say, hey, if you're curious about the top 3 mistakes home buyers make, sign up for this email list and I'll tell you. And then that's value, so you can add your list. You can also manually enter your friends and family or people in your sphere. But remember when we talked about the spam folder, and if they come, if for any reason the email provider thinks that it's spam, it will go into their spam folder and they won't get the email. So make sure that you're getting permission from people, because people don't really like unsolicited emails, even if they're as amazing as the emails that I know you're going to send about real estate. So here are some general tips about how to get the most out of your email marketing. Like I said, I want to make sure this is a good use of your time and that you're seeing a return. So the most important thing is making your emails fun and friendly. Write like you're writing to a friend. Even though when you write email marketing emails, you're writing one email and it's getting sent out to a bunch of people. I hope your list is really big. I hope it's being sent out to 1,000 people. So even though you're writing to 1,000 people, write it like you're just writing to one person. So what I like to do is actually think of one person in my head that I'm writing to, and then write that email so it actually really does sound like I'm just writing to one person. And then I'll go over it and see if it makes sense, if it would be going to 999 other people. Most email softwares will include codes that you can put in, such as first_name or, capital F name, stuff like that. So it will auto-populate the person's first name. So every single person who receives that email, it will say their first name at the top, so they really feel like you're writing just to them. The second tip is to include only one CTA. A CTA is a call to action. A call to action is basically just instructions. You want, it's one command. I don't like the word command because it sounds really aggressive. It's one direction. So include only one call to action, but mention it multiple times. So for example, if you're doing an email, actually, let's do a practice email. I would say, hey, first name. And again, don't write it in all capitals. See if you're using MailChimp or Constant Contact or KV Core, see what their code is so it auto-populates. So then when they get the email, it really looks like this. Hey, Melanie, or hey, Misty, or hey, Laura. So something like this. Hey, first name. Then let's make the call to action for this, that you're hosting an open house. So you would say, I'm hosting an open house this weekend. Like click here to add your name, or click here to RSVP. So the call to action, the CTA in this email is come to the open house and click here to RSVP. As you know, as realtors, we all want to grow our business. We want to grow a lot of things. So it can be tempting to say, hey, I'm hosting an open house. Also, do you know anyone who wants to buy or sell real estate? Also, like my business page. Also, follow me on Instagram. Also, all of these things. But then people will get overwhelmed because there's too many instructions being shouted at them. So the sample email will be, hey, first name, I'm hosting an open house this weekend. Click here to RSVP. You can say, the house is located at 123 Main Street, and we will even have cookies. Hope to see you there. Here is that link again, so you can RSVP. You know, so it was one call to action, but I mentioned it 2 times in the email. Does that make sense? Say got it if you understand what I'm saying. Is it okay to say come by to the open house and enjoy free cookies? I think it's okay. You're just trying to make new friends, make new relationships, and if cookies are what inspires people to come to your open house, then I think that's fine. I love cookies. All right, we got it. We got a smart group on today. So the other tips are to add a PS. This is one of my favorite secrets about email marketing, because if you add a PS to the email, not only are you subconsciously telling people that it's important to read all the way to the bottom of every single email, which then, what are they going to do to all your emails? Read all the way to the bottom, you know, because that means there's something good at the end. And hopefully all of your emails are filled with tons of value and you want them reading every line. So if you add PSs, it kind of trains the reader to say, oh, this is going to be a good email. I'm going to read it all the way to the end. Does that make sense? So PSs are also just kind of fun. PSs are a really easy way to add your call to action again. Like, hey, just a reminder, here's that link again, or here's that address again, stuff like that. And it keeps people engaged. It keeps them looking forward to something in the rest of your email. Yes, definitely, Mike. Consistency is key with email marketing. You don't want to bother them. Oh, great question. A PS is just something that you put at the bottom of an email. So it'd be like, hey, Lana, how's it going? The weather here in Austin is great. Love, Melanie. And then below it, PS. Hope your family is well. You know, it's kind of like an afterthought that you put. So the most important tip for email marketing is to make your emails super, super value-packed so that your readers want to open them. I don't know about you, but I can tell you the emails, like when I was studying for my real estate exam, I had the prep agent question of the day. Every day, I wanted to open that email because I knew it would help me study, it would help me pass my exam. It was extremely valuable to me. And I'm sure you know that there are emails in your inbox every single day and you don't open them and you just delete them or you just leave them unread and then you have 1,000 unread emails in your inbox. So think about what can you do to make your email something that your readers look forward to opening. And whether that's making them really funny or making them, you know, just if someone is actually looking to buy a house and you're giving them the top 10 tips to buy a house, that would be extremely valuable for that person. So just think about how you can make it something that they want to open. And of course, like I said, subject lines are very, very important because a subject line is the teaser to get them to open the email. And if they don't open the email, it doesn't matter what your email says. You could be offering $1 million for free in the email, but if they don't open the email, then no one will get it. It doesn't matter how valuable it is. So the catchier the subject line, the more opens that you'll get, which is what you want. So here are some tips for subject line. Use names. Names, everyone loves their first name, and it makes it feel very personal. So if you can, like I said, if some of your email marketing softwares let you use that code, put the name in the first name. In the subject line. I like to write my subject line in all lowercase because, again, you want it to make it feel like it's personal, like it's just coming from a friend. And to me, that seems casual, and that's how I would. If I was writing an email to my mom, I probably wouldn't capitalize the first letter, but that's just me. Some people do capitalize all of it. Make it authentic to you and your personality. I like to use emojis for the same reason. They're just fun and playful, but be careful with emojis because sometimes the emojis won't show up depending on the email provider. And if the emoji doesn't show up, you don't want it to ruin the meaning of the subject line. So if you're saying, want to buy a house emoji, but if the emoji doesn't show up, then the subject line is, want to buy a question mark. And that doesn't really make sense. So instead, what I like to do is, want to buy a house, and then you put the house emoji, so it adds to it. It's very fun still and very playful still. And if for whatever reason the emoji doesn't get delivered, now the subject is just want to buy a house question mark, and it still makes sense to the reader. Again, I like to use playful punctuation, multiple question marks or emojis. Incorporate time-sensitive words. Basically anything to tease their curiosity. You want them to be like, oh my God, I have to open this email because I have to see what it is. Because like I said, you want them to be opening your emails. And if the subject line doesn't tease their curiosity, they'll just delete it or they won't read it, and then it's a waste of your time. And that's not what I want because you are very busy. So I want to make sure that you're seeing results with what you're doing. So you can also say something specific to a target audience. So like, investors in Austin must know this, or the best kept secret for investors in Austin, or something like that. So people know, hey, I'm an investor in Austin. I should probably open this email. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. So now we're going to go over some types of automatic campaigns. Like I said, my favorite thing about email campaigns, in addition to all the benefits that it gives you and your real estate business, is that you can set it up automatically. So you can just write the email, let's say put it into your email software on Monday, and then the email will go out to everyone on Tuesday. And then on Tuesday, if you're like out with a client, the email still gets sent. So it's a really, really good way to leverage your time. Newsletters are the easiest, and I recommend this is the place where all real estate agents start because it's low commitment and high value. So you get the most bang for your buck. So this is something that you send out at the same frequency, such as every week or every month, or, if you want to do it at once a quarter or whatever. And it's filled with news. So your latest listings, your upcoming events, the latest real estate trends in your area, a recent blog post that you made or a YouTube video. And then at the end of each newsletter, ask a question so that people respond to your email. Because remember, the whole point of email marketing is to build a relationship. And if they're just receiving your emails, that's really good. It's a good place to start, but it's a little one-sided. You know what I mean? So if you say, let's say you send out a newsletter and it's about the weather. Let's say you had a crazy snowstorm. Austin had a crazy snowstorm last month. And then at the end you can say, what's your favorite weather? Do you like it when it rains? Let me know. Respond to this email and let me know. And then if they respond to the email, then you've started a conversation. So if they say, oh, I actually hate it when it rains, you could be like, oh, wow, me too. We have so much in common. And then you're creating that relationship. You're creating that bond with that person. Do you use canned newsletters? I wouldn't say canned. There are templates that you can find. But I think, for me, email marketing is about it's an extension of you and your business, so it should be an extension of yourself. So you should have your personality in it, the way that you speak, the different words that you use, and your sense of humor and stuff. So using canned anything, I don't like it because I think it takes a little bit of the personality away from it. And everyone always says real estate is a personal business. They're hiring you, to drive around with them for weeks and weeks to find a house that they love. So they're hiring you, the person. So templates that can be modified, fine, but make sure that you're putting yourself into it, because ultimately that's who they're hiring at the end of the day. So newsletters are a great place to start. A welcome email sequence is another great place to start. This is usually 1 to 3 emails after they initially sign up. So let's say you put something up at an open house and you get their email address. Then these are 1 to 3 emails that they get that are introducing them to your email list. So basically saying, hey, thank you so much for subscribing. Here's what you can expect. I send a newsletter out once a month, or I send a newsletter out once a week, or whatever. Again, you want to create a conversation, so ask for replies. Something that I like to say is, this newsletter is for you, so please let me know how I can best help you. I read and reply to every email, so please take a minute and say hello. And this does 2 things. One, like I was saying, it builds the relationships. It turns the one-way conversation into a 2-way conversation, but it also gives you content ideas. So if you say, let me know what you want to see in this newsletter, and they say, hey, I actually want to see, can you spotlight vegan restaurants in this neighborhood? And let's say 5 people ask for that, then you're like, wow, okay, I guess my list is a lot of vegan people, but cool, now I know exactly what to put in my newsletter. You don't have to guess or try to mind read. You can literally just ask these people, hey, what do you want me to put in my newsletter? I'm trying to make this valuable for you, so let me know. And then you just do exactly what they asked for, and they're like, oh, wow, Mike is such a great real estate agent. He tells me all the vegan restaurants in my neighborhood. And you're just like, hey, I'm just doing what you asked me to do, Laura, glad you are enjoying it, and congrats on passing. So then you have seller follow-up. So let's say you meet someone and they want to sell their house, but maybe a year from now and they're not quite ready. So email marketing is an amazing way to keep in touch with that person until they are ready without bothering them, without being like, hey man, are you ready to sell your house yet? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because that's annoying. This way, you're adding value and you're keeping the line of communication open. So you can share tips about selling. You can talk about why using a realtor is better than trying to sell it on your own, decorating ideas, or if they, let's say they said they want to sell it in a year and they have some money to invest in the home to do some repairs. You could be sending emails about which repairs to do, stuff like that. Anything that they open and read it and they're like, wow, this Laura is a really good real estate agent, and I can tell that she takes care of her clients, and I can tell that when I am ready to sell my home, she would do a really good job. So you want to make sure that you are, again, just adding value and establishing yourself as the authority, as an amazing real estate agent, because I know you all are amazing real estate agents. So you should do the same thing for buyers. Anytime you meet someone who, may want to buy a house at some point, but they're not ready today, keep sending them messages about the benefits of buying versus renting, the buying process, the pre-approval process, what different mortgage rates are, or information about lenders. Some people, if they're an investor, and you can talk to them about the best way to do real estate investing. Again, anything that would help them, anything that if they see that email in their inbox, they're like, wow, I really want to read this email because I know that it will make my life better. Misty says everyone around me wants to buy a house. Awesome. I hope you get everyone into your email list. And again, the great thing about email marketing is that most of these softwares, you can set it up so you can segment people. So there are people, and let's say you add an email address and it's example@example.com, and that's the email address. You can say, okay, this person, I want them in the buyer follow-up, and you can kind of sort it and put that person in that bucket so they're only getting emails about buyers. And then if there's someone who is a seller and their email address is man@man.com, you can put him in the seller bucket, and they'll only receive emails about selling stuff. Yes, and that's called tagging. And some people you can have multiple tags, so someone can be in the welcome email and get the newsletters and get the buying stuff, but they won't get the selling stuff. Follow-up and referral requests. These are my favorite. This is after you've worked with someone. Check in on them, ask them how their new home is, or ask them, if they moved, how their new state is, stuff like that. Just being polite. And then you can politely ask them if they know anyone else looking to buy or sell. You can say, hey, it was such a pleasure working with you. You were my favorite client ever. Do you have any other friends that, would be such a treat to work with like you were? And you can also ask for testimonials. And testimonials may seem uncomfortable to ask for and may seem uncomfortable to share, but they are so great in helping you grow your business because they are social proof. We are social beings. Think about it. If you want to buy something on Amazon, you look to see the star rating and you look to read the reviews. Even if those are strangers and you have no idea, if they have the same standards that you have in terms of whatever you're buying, but you trust it because we're all social. So if you get a testimonial and then you share that, people will be like, wow, that person is really good because someone else thought they were really good. These are really great. These are amazing to schedule them automatically so you don't have to worry about it. Email marketing is my favorite thing to just take, things off of my plate. So I'm busy with my clients all day long. I'm busy doing marketing and stuff. I don't want to have to worry, March 22nd, that was the day that so-and-so closed on their house, so I better email them and wish them a happy anniversary. I can just put it in my email system, and then 1 year from now, it will send it to them and say, hey, happy anniversary. Do you still love the house? Do you want to buy another one with me? Stuff like that. So these are awesome. And if you're asking for a referral, they might have one. I would say wait to schedule these, about a week or 2 weeks after closing because they're doing a lot in the middle. While they're getting ready to close and move into a house, there's a lot going on. So you don't want to get lost in all of the busyness. And then, of course, open house and event announcements. I know someone who goes to a coffee shop and puts up a little sign that says, I'll buy you a cup of coffee if you want to talk about real estate. And that's something. And then if you have an email list, you can say, hey, I'm going to be at this coffee shop tomorrow and I'll buy you a cup of coffee. Open house announcements are really good too. Hey, we're doing an open house this weekend. Be sure to come and bring your friends. And then here are just some more content ideas for your newsletter. I love repurposing things because I really like to optimize my time. And if I make a really good blog post for my website or a really good post for social media, I will put that into my email because it's different people. I have different people on my social media than I do on my email list, and then they'll get it in their inbox. And even if it's the same people, it never hurts. I mean, they'll just be reminded twice of how awesome you are. And there's no such thing as too many times being reminded how awesome you are. So repurpose all of that. If you have a YouTube channel, you can send that out in your newsletter and say, hey, I posted a new video today about the best vegan restaurants in this town. So that's a really good way. And it's, again, like you're getting the most bang for your buck in terms of your time, because if you spend a lot of time making YouTube video, you want the most people to see it. You can do neighborhood guides or, restaurant guides. That's something that a lot of people like. And if they're a little more behind on the home buying or selling process and they're not quite ready to buy or sell, this is just something that would be interesting and fun for people in that neighborhood to read. Of course, you want to post listing announcements if you have listing, open houses, virtual tours, etc., etc. And local real estate market trends and tips. Again, a big piece of this is that you want to be thought of as the go-to person for real estate. So if you're sharing a lot of real estate trends and tips, and even, a lot of you are studying right now or recently passed, so you can share the vocabulary words that you've been learning while you're studying. Because they'll be very impressed if you know all of those things. And they'll be like, wow, that person is an expert and I really want to work with them. And definitely client success stories. Like I said, those testimonies are really important to collect, and they're really important to share as well because it shows you that you are, good at your job and that people enjoy working with you. And of course, these are just some ideas that I had. There are many, many, many other ways that you can use email marketing to grow your business. If you have any questions, I'm on Instagram all the time. I respond to all my messages on there. I also post sometimes some marketing tips on there too. Like I said, I have a big history with marketing. So follow me on there. Send me any questions that you have. I'll also be doing more of these on the Agent School channel. So I'm here for you if you have any questions, and good luck. Oh, I will say one thing. Like anything in business and in life, the best thing to do is to just get started. I don't want anyone to feel overwhelmed, feeling like they have to set up 5 different email sequences, and because it's too overwhelming to do 5, they end up doing 0. Just get started, send out 1 email to 1 person and see how it goes. You will learn more from doing it than by planning and writing it out and reading blog posts and watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. Just practice and see, see what works for you, and also see what your audience responds to, because some people may love vegan restaurants and some people may not like vegan restaurants. So you don't want to be sending out vegan content to people who aren't interested in it. Yes, I am also on Facebook. My name is Melanie Ginsberg. And yeah, good luck to everyone testing, and good luck to everyone who is already licensed. I hope this helps a lot. I hope that you grow your email marketing and you grow your real estate business. And I hope that you have an amazing day. I will talk to you guys soon, and have a great day.